Hello, just setting up some last minute things. Give me one moment. Okay. Hi. Kind of crazy. I have a new microphone. Hopefully you guys can hear me well. If not, hi Melissa. If not, well, I can switch to the old one, but hopefully the audio and everything is good. So today I am making kind of my mom's Russian red borscht kind of thing. It's kind of her recipe. Hey, no. These are pork ribs, and apparently she really likes them. I hope she didn't get them. They're still going to be boiled. So they were boiled once, and they're going to be boiled again. I have the biggest pot I have in my kitchen because it's going to make it a little bit easier to put up all these ingredients, and majority of the ingredients are red beets. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using all of these. I'm probably going to use maybe 2/3 and the rest is going to be for like a salad or something. And about a cup of shredded carrots. Is he? No. 2 small onions. And about 5 medium-ish garlics. Yeah, she's cute until she steals the pork ribs that I need for the soup. All right, so like I said, these were boiled once already. I'm going to reboil them one more time. I'm going to add them into the pot. And then I'm going to add some water. Okay, toss that in. And I'm going to have the water be about almost halfway in the pot. You still sniffing the ribs? I think I just need to add one more of these because I already added some water just so that you guys won't be hanging out too long. I also already pre-shredded these carrots, the carrots and the beets. That way you don't have to hear the food processor going on like crazy. Issy, yeah, I know it smells good. Now go away. Another fiasco that has happened today is I had a bread maker. It's a fairly ancient machine, and it broke mid-bake. So I stuck it back in the oven. I think it might actually be done. I hope it survived. Let me double check on that. I hope it survived. I think the bread re-rose again, and hopefully I now have the bread. Yes. I stuck it right in with the bread maker's thing because it just was very floppy and flat. This is the bread. It smells amazing. It is a Russian black bread. It's not exactly an authentic recipe. It's kind of, I found a recipe that's close and fiddled around with it until it's fairly close. So that's kind of what it is. I'm going to let it cool and cut it later. So I'm going to switch these. I'm going to put this back up to boil, and that's going to go on about medium heat. Medium heat, and I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of butter because butter makes everything just a little bit better. Toss that in. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you're feeling good. COVID's not messing with you and yours. And hopefully everyone's happy and healthy and a little bit hungry. Maybe a little bit hungry won't be too bad for this. I'm going to work on chopping some onions. Oh boy. Mincing most likely is the proper term for it, but I'm not going to go too small since they don't need to be much smaller than the way those got shredded. See, I kind of get the leisure of cheating with my beets. And I don't have to use the hand grater that my mom used to use. And it's a little bit of a kitchen utensil relic, but I still have one just in case that thing goes. But I love my Ninja. It has so many wonderful attachments, and it just saves my life in like so many things. Hello, Mr. Ghost. You want to turn the light back on, please? Would be nice. My light has been flickering ever since October started. I don't know if it's somebody passing through. Don't really feel any bad energy, but it likes to turn the lights on and off. And it's not like it's a bad light bulb or anything. It's just likes to mess with us. Hopefully you guys can see. I think I even look better with low light. All right, so continuing on. Some relatively rough chopping. I'm not really being too careful or too aesthetic with it. It's going to get grilled up and tossed in the soup and you won't even see it. You just need to be able to taste it. I just don't want the pieces to be too big and they're going to shrink a little bit in the pan anyways. So moving that out of the way. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. And one more little onion. Ooh, that onion's a little angry. If I start to cry, I apologize. It's nothing you did, I promise. Oh gosh. But it's an angry onion. Oh no. Yep, I'm definitely gonna tear up for real. All right, chopping them up. I have so many knives over here. Like I said, it's kind of been chaotic. And I'm totally tearing up. It's just, you guys are just so wonderful, just so amazing. And you are. I absolutely appreciate every single one of you. Melissa, you in particular, because you are here right now with me chatting, and then everybody else who's watching it either live now or will watch it later. You guys are just wonderful. You continue to inspire me to be creative, to show my face on the internet. And all of you people are just amazing. I just recently reached 1,000 subscribers, and I have just been on cloud 9 for the past 2 days because of it. I mean, to me, that's a huge number. And no, it's not like up there and it's not crazy, but I'm just so excited about it. All right, I'm gonna toss this in the pan. Let that sizzle in there. And I'm going to clean this up. All right, so for the broth, I suppose, there's this Russian spice. In Russian, it's called Vegeta. In English, Vegeta, not Dragon Ball Z, it's a spice. So I'm gonna put a little bit of that in it. It's a little salty, so I'm gonna reduce on the salt that I'm actually gonna put in and use this mainly for the salt. Kind of toss the rest of that in there. And then I'm gonna add some pepper. And continue letting that boil or start to boil. On to the garlics. Again, doesn't need to be pretty. They're just going to be seared, thrown in the pan, and thrown in the pot, and then eaten. So nothing for aesthetics when it comes to this soup, just the color of it. And I don't know if you've seen my vegetarian asparagus soup. I know it sounds crazy, but it was delicious. I talked about getting glass bowls to make sure, to give it that like extra oomph in presentation. Guess what I got? Glass bowls. And I'm excited. Woo, big boy. Can't believe my puppy almost stole the pork ribs. So Russian borscht is usually off of some sort of meat, bony meat, to give it that weight, that heaviness, that like deliciousness. But you can cook it completely without any meat, and it's still going to be very, very good. It's going to be more of like a vegetarian and have more earthy tones rather than that kind of like fattiness and weight to it, if that makes sense. So just a rough chop on the garlic for some delicious flavor. Soup is boiling, or trying to. It's in a smaller little like burner, I suppose. So it might take it a while, but it's fine. And it's not full of water. Oh, little caution tale to when you're working with beets. My mom always scolds me about it, and she tells me to wear gloves because my hands are purple for like the next 2 days. But I don't really care. They can be purple for however long they want. So just a heads up. If you're working with beets, you're going to end up getting some purpliness. Okay, garlic going in the pan. All right, so that's kind of it. Gonna make sure to give this some color. I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit. Let me show you what it's doing right now. Buttery deliciousness. It smells so good in my house right now. It smells like warm baked bread and like garlickiness and onionness. Delicious. I'm like drooling a little bit. Hopefully this mic doesn't pick that up. All right, I'm gonna put this back in the fridge. And what I like to do is after the food processor is done, I like to rinse it and then dump it into the pot because it's just the same beets and it's gonna add a little bit of water. So, oh boy, less water please. Little rinse. You wouldn't want to be wasting any of that goodness. Are you deciding to turn back on? Please? Two of your favorite smells? Yeah. You see, how warm are you? Can I take you out and start to cool you off on the rack? Let's give it a go. Mixing this all the time so it doesn't burn, just get nice color. The butter that I use is sweet butter, so it doesn't have any salt to it. Again, that Vegeta stuff does get pretty salty. Oh, I could turn the light off too. All right. Hopefully it's cooked all the way. Because the machine completely died and, well, thank you, so I can see. Ta-da! Maybe? It's still very warm, so I'm not gonna cut it yet. But I wanna just, hold on. Ta-da! I mean, it's homemade bread, right? I'm pretty excited about it. It has cumin and like dry onion pieces in it and fennel. So it has like a couple of those very like Russian black bread spices. And it smells like amazing. And let me show you the crunch. There's no crunch to it. It's nice and soft. Ha. All right, that has some nice coloring to it. So I'm gonna take the carrots and the beets, toss them in. Like I said, I'm probably not going to use all of it. I'm going to save the rest for salad. But I used about half of this bowl. Yeah. Again, if you don't want to get your hands stained, wear gloves because it's a nice, pretty purple. Back when my grandma was alive and she would make this soup, she'd call over me and my cousins, and she was babysitting all of us. So it's me and three girl cousins. And if she's babysitting all of us, she used to call us up and she would take the beet, take one that's like maybe this big in diameter, cut it in half, and like give us cheeks. And that used to be a style way back in the days. Very reminiscent of the Russian nesting dolls called matryoshki. So she would all give us like these huge, like purpley red cheeks, and it was just so cute, so much fun, and we just thought we were like the shit. I have a feeling I might need to add a little bit of butter, but right now we're doing okay. Kind of mixing everything in there. One more thing is I need bay leaves. I believe my mom used to put these in there. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, it's a new box. I hate these things so much. They just don't want to open. That was a bit aggressive. Oh, this smells good. Gonna toss in 1, 2 leaves. Now those leaves are mainly for spice and flavor and like aroma. You don't actually eat those leaves unless you really want to. Put those back. Yes, welcome to my very messy spice cabinet. I'm gonna turn this up on high now. Stir it around. So the reason why you kind of sear it or fry it before you put it in is it preserves that color a bit more, and you get like a richer tone of purple rather than it just kind of browning in the pot. This is what it looks like now, if you can see from the steam. So pretty, and it smells like delicious. Has a very nice earthy tone to it, and with that onions and garlic undertone, just deliciousness. So I tried to speed things up along and cut or put the beets and the carrots through the food processor and boil the meat once, but we still have to wait a little bit more until that kind of fries up and that water gets a little hotter. Well, that one's close to boil. So now we're just waiting on the beets. And I think while we're doing that, I can cut this bread. Oh, it smells so good. I just want to yum. Now, don't yell at me. Oop. I have my knives here. Why do I keep reaching over there? But I don't have a bread knife. So, don't scold me. I had one, and my husband was redoing the ceiling thing downstairs, and our ceiling has those like insulated foamy things, so he took the bread knife to cut those because he's like, oh, it cuts it so well. So I did have a bread knife. Not anymore. It's his fault. But I'm gonna cut that open. It's still very hot. I don't know if you can see the steam of it. And it's not gonna be a pretty cut. I just want to try it. That's the thing. I just want to take a little bite of it. bread, butter, and milk is like my go-to home food. It's pretty good. Wish I could share it with you. Wish you can at least smell it. This is where like smell-o-vision would come in. Something like that. This mic is so close to my face that I'm really sorry if you had to hear me chew. I didn't realize that was going to happen. Hope it wasn't too bad. Just gonna wait another minute or so. It's almost done and ready to put in. It has to be not cooked, but like softened. You definitely should. Do you have a bread maker or do you make it from scratch? Because I had like a beast of a bread maker until the thing broke. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. If not, well, I'm gonna try to do it from scratch. But fresh homemade bread is like the bomb. Gonna put this off to the side. I say that's pretty much done. I'm gonna turn that off. Move it over here. And then I'm gonna take all of this and dump it right into the pot. And try not to make a mess or burn myself. That would be ideal. Now, I usually make a good amount of this soup because it tastes so good even the day after, and then you boil it and then it tastes good the day after that. It's a soup that like lasts a while as I'm swinging around a giant spoon. All right, so this just needs to boil. Should be pretty much on boiling level. Boil for like a minute or two and it will be done. In the meantime, I'm gonna attempt to make pretty-ish slices of this bread. The bread maker, yeah, it does help to cheat a little. Hopefully it can make a pretty slice. Means maybe I need a bigger knife. I need a bread knife. This one's not cooperating. Maybe a bigger knife will help. It's gonna have some garlicky essence to it. Let's pretend this is a pretty slice, at least half of it. I mean, this part of the bread isn't too bad. And then I could just pretend I did an okay half slice, right? Pretend. And I'm gonna cut this in half. This one's like a little chunky, but that's okay. It's the first slice of the bread. It's always a little chunky. Alrighty. So we have 2 slices of bread ready, or 4 slices of bread, 2 each ready as soon as the soup is done. I'm gonna feed that. Issy, come here. Hop up. Good. Oh, almost. Not the right timing. So I don't need that anymore. Toss it into the sink. Toss that into the sink. And wipe it down. I wish I was as diligent in cleaning up as I go when I'm not on live TV, because if I don't have to be presentative, everything's just kind of all over the place. All right, I'm gonna give this a try. It is boiling. See how it goes. All right, it still needs more salt. Seeing if I have any more of the vegeta stuff. I don't have it. What I do have is I have this thing. I need a spoon. I could get that pretty one, which was right there, but I didn't think to. And of course, it has a spoon in there because I'm crazy. I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of chicken broth. I know pork and chicken broth maybe is not the way you're supposed to do it, but it comes out good. Let me put the spoon back in there so that I know to use it next time. All right, now we're at a real big boil. I'm gonna add some more pepper. The steam is hot. Beautiful. And I'm going to get the stuff ready to pour it. Actually, I'm gonna get the stuff ready to cut the little meat. Let's do that. And I toss the knives out, of course. I'm going to grab a set of ribs from there while it continues to boil and kind of cut them up so it could be put into the dishes. Yummy. They're like peeling off the bone and it just looks good. This way it'll make it a little bit easier to like gnaw on while it's in the plate. Put them in. Okay, put that aside. And again, because the way that it stains so much, I'm not going to use my pretty one since I don't want it to be half purpley blue. I'm going to use my handy dandy black one. Okay, turn that off. I need one more set of plates. Taking you guys on my off-camera journey to my plate thing. If you guys ever want a tour of my kitchen, let me know. I'm kind of proud of it. I'd like it a little different, but I'm still kind of proud of it. Okay, I'm gonna plate the bread over here, nice and pretty. Or attempt to. They're like giant chunks, but they're a little big for just one bowl of soup. So we're gonna go with that. How about that? Yeah. Pretend it's pretty. Give it another final mix. And now we can pour. All right, so watch out. This is very, very hot. I'm gonna do it a slightly different way so that you can see me pouring it and I won't burn myself. I think that's a good compromise. It's a giant pot though. There we go. Here we go. You ready for its pretty, pretty color? I make this soup a little bit runnier than the way my mom would make it. So she likes to make it like very rich and thick with the vegetables. I like a bit more broth. The way to fix that is just double the amount of beets and carrots that I put in here. So here is that nice, beautiful, rich purple. Add a bit extra of the beets. Don't want that garlic. Okay, and move that aside. In last plate. I'm like, for real, drooling. I'm ready for dinner. Pour that in. Now, best way to do this is to let it simmer for like an hour or something like that. It really gives it that like heaviness and heftiness. But I'm lazy. And usually this is kind of how I do it. Just make sure everything's cooked and voila, delicious soup. Another thing you can do in addition to this, let me see if I have sour cream. Into the fridge I go. I'm glad it's not on camera. I definitely do have, there goes the lid. Sour cream. I'm gonna grab a spoon. And add like a little spoon of sour cream to it. At least this is the way that I like to eat my soup. Now, I'm not from Russia. I'm from Belarus. And maybe the recipes are different from like Russia to here or to Belarus. This looks so good. A little bit of sour cream. It gives it that like richer or that lighter reddish purpliness to it. And I feel like it gives it that just softness or like that creaminess. And it cools it down so that you can eat it right away. So, taste test. So excited for this. Yeah, that's good. You guys are close by. Come over for dinner. Got plenty of soup. And I'm gonna enjoy this with my husband, with my okayish bread. There's that. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Bye.